Setting up a developer portal used to be its own project. Today, I want to show you what it looks like when it's just a conversation with an AI agent. We just shipped the apimatic-portal skill, and what you're going to see in this video is how it can generate a fully featured API portal in a single conversation, including advanced features like context plugins and API recipes. I've got the Adyen spec open in VS Code here. I type one prompt, the skill picks it up from there. It figures out the project structure, installs the apimatic CLI, pulls in the right configuration, and gets everything wired together. I'm not touching any config files, I'm not looking up docs. The skill handles all of that scaffolding work and starts a local dev server once it's done. The portal is running. Let me open it in the browser. What you're looking at right now is a fully generated developer portal for Adyen's API, including an auto-generated getting started guide pulled straight from the spec. If I head over to the API reference section, you can see the full documentation for every endpoint in the spec. This isn't just static docs. Developers can interact with the API right here. They can fill in parameters, send real requests, and see real responses without leaving the portal. I can also ask the skill to replicate Adyen's brand colors, and the portal theme updates to match, both for light and dark mode. What you're seeing now looks like it belongs to Adyen's site, something that used to take a few hours of back and forth. Now let's create an API recipe, because this is the part I'm most excited about. An API recipe is a guided interactive walkthrough that takes a developer through a real sequence of API calls. Think of it like a tutorial, except instead of reading about the steps, the developer actually executes them. And creating one doesn't require manually authoring a guide. I'll type a prompt, create a recipe for the Adyen payment flow. The skill generates the recipe configuration and the portal rebuilds with it included. The recipe is now in the portal navigation. Let me open it. Each step in the recipe is something a developer can actually execute right in their browser. They're not reading a description of what an API call looks like, they're making the call. And when one step produces data that the next step needs, apimatic injects it automatically. There's no manual copy-pasting between steps, no hunting through a response to find the right value. Every step also comes with SDK integration code, so developers can copy it straight into their application without reading through the full API reference. Everything the apimatic API portal supports, you can configure through the skill, including context plugins, which lets you take deterministic API context and bring it directly into your AI coding agent. What you just saw, portal scaffolding, interactive docs, brand theming, recipes with live API calls, and API context flowing straight into your coding agent, that all came from one conversation. No config files, no onboarding docs, just a spec and a skill. The apimatic portal skill is available now on GitHub. All you need to get started is an OpenAPI spec and a free apimatic account.